Good. 8. All right, shall we start? Musa and Defna, how are you guys? How is everything? What is news? I mean,
Fine.
if you are
Just
staying home the whole day, I don't think any news. What
no,
is the
there's a
temperature?
lot of news actually, teacher.
What?
There's actually a lot of news.
Good news or
For example, yes, good news. For example, one of those dresses that I sent you from WhatsApp, one of them was in a competition, and I got in the top 23rd. Like, it's actually a very good thing for me because I haven't entered like any competition, designing competition before. So, like, my first competition, I got 23rd. They sent me an email. And I'm very happy, genuinely, about that, but not about the situation that's going on all around. Like, nobody is.
so? Also, it was online competition.
Yes. I mean,
Oh,
it's never sort of like, even though there was no quarantine, let's say, or there was not like coronavirus, they would probably still do it online because a lot of people go there from like other countries or like genuinely any other states of America. You can't just like go there, travel all around the world to just give a paper. And
hmm.
most of those stuff you need like a few copies and stuff. So yeah. The price was if you had like if you became top two or three, one, two, or three, they would like actually make your design dress a actual cloth.
Good. Yeah, this kind of competition also last time I saw this, my friends were asking me, can you just vote for my something anyway in the Telegram. But now these days, because of this technology, internet, right, connecting with people is very fast, very easy.
Yes.
Okay, good. So guys, today we will start a new chapter. It's also a very short chapter, not so big, not so difficult, but and I think you know about this, but we need to do some kind of revision, okay, and also get some how to say, be familiar with these concepts. What is it? Our chapter 5, it is simultaneous linear equations. Okay, so we will talk about simultaneous linear equations. So when we just say linear equations, you know, we may have linear equations in one variable. If I just write here ax plus b is equal to 0. As you see, a and b is given, x is unknown. We call this linear equation in one unknown. And ax plus by is equal to c, or let's say plus c is equal to 0. Doesn't matter. So here we have two variables. We call this linear equation in two variables. I can continue this. Ax, for example, plus by plus cz plus d is equal to 0. Linear equation in three variables. Okay. Why do we call this linear? What does linear mean in math? Linear equation means, or linear means, it is an algebraic term where the variable is multiplied by constant. Here, as you see, x is multiplied by a constant. And also the second one, x is multiplied by a, y is multiplied by b. In the equation, we do not have the product of two variables. We don't have x squared. We don't have x times y. We don't have y squared. And that's why it is called linear equation. And it is very important, and it has a lot of application. It is used in many, many fields of science. Okay, that's why it's really important. Like calculation of tax, for example, like a lot of electricity bills, for example, and blah, 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 we use linear functions. So in this chapter, we are going to learn how to solve a linear equation in two variables. Here we have ax plus by is equal to c. Let's say this one is a1, b1, c1. And here we have the second linear equation, a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. and we are going to learn very simple ones. Okay, if you are given two linear equations in two variables, how do we solve this? So here we are going to see three methods. Here, number one is elimination method, second one is substitution method, and third one is third one is graphical method. Maybe I will show you later in using software. And our third part is problems involving simultaneous linear equation. Especially, I suggest you to practice all of these questions, because also you will see vocabulary. Okay, you will see, improve your vocabulary. All right. So let's start, let's start with this simple question. Elimination methods. Okay, what is elimination method? That is one common method to solve systems of linear equations. Now we are given two equations here. 3x plus 7y is equal to 17. And here we have 3x minus 6y is equal to 4. So now problem is I need to find a pair of numbers. Let's say this x and y, right? When we just substitute this x and y into the first equation and also into the second equation, it must satisfy these two equations simultaneously. And that's why we call this, what is this, simultaneous equation. Simultaneous means if you have to do something at the same time, we call this simultaneous. For example, I am talking and I am writing. So I am performing these two tasks simultaneously, meaning doing together. I am listening to music and I am typing something, for example, doing two tasks simultaneously, right? And also here simultaneous,
Multitasking?
huh?
Multitasking?
Yeah, multitasking, doing together, maybe one or two or three tasks together at the same time. What can we do at the same time? We can listen to music or eat our food, right? We can type something and listen to music, right? Or
You
we
can do
can
a
drink
lot of stuff
water,
together.
huh?
You can do a lot of stuff together.
Such as,
For example, like you can draw and listen to the music, or you can, for example, overhear your parents talking while you're doing your homework, or like, um, I don't know.
yeah, that's the point, Daphne. Actually, as you see
You
here,
can dance while you're listening to music. Now, there's one dancing to the music, and then there's one dancing while you're listening to music.
good. Now, the point is you can do two things at the same time. It's not so hard, right? But how about, can you do three things at the same time? Or four things at the same time? Or five things? It is also very similar. In math, we can solve two equations together. It is not so hard. But solving three equations at the same time is a bit harder. And how about if you are given 10 equations or 50 equations? It is very, very complicated. Also in real life, you cannot just listen to music and dance and eat, for example. You cannot do all these things together at the same time. But we can just listen and dance, right? Or you cannot play football and think and solve math problems, for example. You're running and solving problem. You can do that, but it's not so easy, right? Anyway, so here we are going to see very simple one. Okay, now what is elimination method? Elimination method is I am going to eliminate one of the variables from here. All right. So here, as you see here, there's three the same. Let me start subtract the second equation from the first one. 3x minus 3 is equal to 0. 7 minus 6, that's equal to 13y. So now I have eliminated x. That's why it's called elimination method. And 17 minus 4, that's equal to 13. From here, y is equal to 1. That's our first step. And the second step, we need to find the value of x. I should substitute either into the first equation or into the second equation to get the value of x. Let me substitute into the second equation. Here we have 3x minus 6 times y. We know the value of y is equal to 1. On the right hand side, we have 4, right? So what is x here? Take 6 to the right hand side, is 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 over 3. So dot, dot, dot. The solution of this one is, first we need to write the x value, 10 over 3, and y is 1. Next, another example for elimination. Here we have 4x minus 5y and x minus 5y equals 8. Okay, let me just write the equation first. For x minus 5y is equal to 17 and x minus 5y is equal to 8. So these 5y's are already the same, so we don't have to do anything. Just subtract the second equation from the first one. That's our first equation. This is our second equation. For x minus x, it is 3x. Negative 5y minus negative 5y is equal to 0. 17 minus 8, that's equal to 9. So from here, x is equal to 3. That's our first step. And how about the second step? We should get the value of y. Which equation looks simpler? As you see here, the second equation looks simpler. Let's substitute there. Here we have x minus 5 times y is equal to 8. We know the value of x, it is 3. 3 minus 5y is equal to 8. Now, if we just solve this, we get y is equal to minus 5. That's equal to minus 1. So dot, 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 the solution of this equations is, what is it? It is 3 and negative 1. So if you substitute 3 and negative 1 into the first equation or into the second equation, it satisfies both equations simultaneously. That is what actually linear system of linear equations about. How about here? A little bit different. Musa, is everything clear?
Yes, I turned off camera because my internet connection was very bad,
Okay,
and
okay, no problem. I
sorry
understand.
for that.
Okay, now I can understand. Even your voice is so not so
Yes,
good.
I know
Okay,
this.
but you can listen. Can you hear me well?
Yes,
Good. If you can hear me well, okay, I
which is
understand. So here in this question, 3x plus 2y is equal to 8. And here we have 4x minus y is equal to 7. So as I see here, coefficients of x, they are not the same. Coefficients of y, they are not the same, right? And we know that if you're given an equation, if you multiply both sides by some constant, or if you have something, subtract something from both sides, it does not change the solution of the equation. So from here, how can we have, for example, let's say make the coefficients of y equal? Just multiplying the second equation by 2, right? If you multiply the second equation by 2, here we have 3x plus 2y is equal to 8. Multiply the second equation by 2, here we have 8x minus 2y is equal to 14. So now coefficients of y, they are the same, but only the signs are different. So how can we eliminate y? We should add these two equations. 3x plus 8x, that's equal to 11x. 2 plus negative 2, that's equal to 0. 8 plus 14, that's equal to 22. From here, x equals 2. So now if you substitute this value into the first or second equation, let's substitute into the second equation. So here we have 4 times x is 2 minus y is equal to 7. If you solve this for y, we will get y as 1. So dot, 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 the solution of this system of equations, what is it? It is 2 and 1. Leila, how are you?
Good, you?
I'm great. Is everything okay?
Yes.
Leila, do you like any sports?
Basketball.
Do you like it, or also do you play basketball?
Um, like it.
You like it, but you never play.
No, I played.
You played. I see. Did you ever play badminton?
Yes.
Good. So the badminton is a very nice sport. How about Daphne? Did you ever play badminton?
Did you ask me this question before? I played badminton and tennis and
When
volleyball. And like I went to gymnastics. I went to what else? I went to volleyball. I went to basketball. I didn't like it. I went to football. Like I went to most of the classes, and what was left was boxing and swimming.
I mean,
I
did
don't
you
like
play
those.
badminton well?
You can't say that. The point is, I went to like fast reading courses, so I am very good at like following objects. So I was kind of good at badminton and tennis because of that. But I didn't enjoy it because you have to like go around and stuff.
Okay, I miss badminton and tennis a lot. Now here, everywhere is closed. Also here for a few weeks, and I hope they will reopen soon. Guys, let's continue. Solve the simultaneous equations. And I wish if you had drawing tablet, I would ask you to solve these questions, but let's just do this together. Here we have 13x minus 6y is equal to 20. And here we have 7x plus 4y is equal to 18. So Daphne, tell me, which one should we eliminate, x or y? And why?
I think we should eliminate 4. Why?
What? Why?
Because there's like 6y and then 4y. No, wait. Yes. Because it's less.
Yes, that's right. Because least common multiple of 4 and 6, that is smaller than least common multiple of 7 and 3. Or let's say it is easier to find the least common multiple of 4 and 6. So if I just multiply the first one by 2, the second equation by 3, then we can have the same coefficients for y. So if you multiply the first equation by 2, here we have 26x minus 12y. On the right hand side, we have 14. How about if you multiply 3, I mean the second equation by 3, here we have 21x plus 12y is equal to 3 times 18. And a lot of students know this, but usually they just make careless mistake. For example, they multiply the left hand side, but they forget to multiply the right hand side. And because of this, they get wrong answer. And in practicing also, we should actually learn how to do things without making any mistake. That's a good thing. It actually saves a lot of time. So now coefficients of y, I mean, they are the same, but opposite signs. So we should just add these two equations, right? 26 plus 21, that is 47x. Negative 12 plus 12, that's equal to 0. 40 plus 54, that's equal to 94. And from here, what is x? X equals 2. That's our first step. And now we need to get the value of y, substitute this either into the first or second equation. Let me substitute into the second equation. First equation. Here we have 13 times, what is x equals 2? Minus 6 times y equals 20. Now from here, 6y equals 26 minus 20. That's equal to 6. So y equals 1. So dot, always write the value of x first. Value of x is 2 and y is 1. So that is the solution of this system. All right, how about if we have fractions? Layla, do you have any idea how can we solve these equations? What is the first step? What method would you use to solve these equations? Layla, are you there?
Okay.
Yes.
We
So here, usually one way is we have to convert
Teacher,
fractions
she's
into whole
answering. I don't
numbers.
think you hear it. She's answering. I can hear it. Maybe it's about your connection.
Really?
Yes.
Layla, did you say something? Can you say again, please?
No, I didn't say anything.
I thought you just started speaking and we got confused, I think. All right, no problem. So here we need to change fractions into whole numbers, right? Let me just write the first equation. Here we have 2x
by
over
9.
3 minus y over 9 is equal to 6. The second one is x minus y over 3 is equal to 6, right? So if I multiply the first equation by 9, I mean both sides of the first equation by 9, what do we got here? 9 times 2x over 3, here we have 6x minus 9 times y over 9, that's equal to y. 9 times 6, that's equal to 54. And how about the second equation? Multiply by 3 because in the denominator we have 3. So here we have 3x minus y. 3 times 6, that's equal to 18. Now the coefficients of y the same, right? So if I subtract the second equation from the first one, 6 minus 3, that's equal to 3x. Negative y minus negative y, that's equal to 0. 54 minus 18, that's equal to 36. From here, what is x? X equals 12. So how about the second step? Substitute into either the first or second equation. I think let's substitute in the second equation. So here we have 12 minus y over 3. That's equal to 6. Or if we know how to solve this, y equals 3 equals 6. What is y? Y equals 18. So dot, dot, dot. The solution of this system is 12 and 18. Okay. Guys, just let me solve one question for substitution methods. Okay. Now we have already did a few examples about elimination method. As you know that as the name suggests, elimination method means we need to eliminate one of the variables from the equations and solve that equation in one variable, and after that substitute into the original equation and get the answer. How about the substitution method? This substitution method is useful if one equation is linear, another equation is not linear. We will talk about, study this topic a bit later. So at the time we will use this method. So from here, from the either, let me just write the first, the equations first. 3x plus 2y is equal to 7. And here we have 9x plus 8y is equal to 22. Okay. So how do we solve this? By using substitution method. So substitution method means either from the first or second equation, we have to express either x in terms of y or y in terms of x. So here, let me just do this. From the first equation, we know how to make y the subject of the formula, right? So here from the first one, 2y is equal to 7 minus 3x, or y is equal to 7 minus 3x over 2. So now we have expressed y in terms of x. So now the second step, I will substitute this into the second equation. So here we have 9 times x plus 8 times y. What is y? Y is 7 minus 3x over 2. On the right-hand side, we have 22. So we have just substituted. That's why it's called substitution method. So here we have 9x plus 8 times 1 over 2. That's equal to 4. 4 times 7, 28, minus 4 times 3. It is 12x. On the right-hand side, we have 22. Continue. Simplify the left-hand side. 9x minus 12x. That's equal to minus 3x. And 22 minus 28, that's equal to minus 6. What is x? X equals 2. So now we know the value of x. So number 3, so I have to substitute into this. So what is y? Y equals 7 minus 3 times x. X is 2. We have already found its value. So it is 2, which is equal to 1 over 2. That's it. So dot, dot, dot. The solution of this system is, it is 2 and 1 over 2. Okay. All right, Defna, Musa, Leila, let's have break for 3 minutes. Okay. After 3 minutes, we'll continue. Let me drink some water. And
Okay.
Okay,
thank
bye.
you. All right. Daphne, Musa, Leila, I'm back. Let's continue, guys. 20 more minutes. Okay.
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 So that's the main idea. As you see, it's not so hard. You know how to solve linear equations in one variables, like ax plus b equals 0, right? And when we have two equations, that is called simultaneous linear equations or systems of linear equations. And also linear means all variables are multiplied by a constant. That's why it is called linear. So now we will just solve a few word problems, okay? That means that, again, you will see that I'm not saying that that's the only way, all right? We have problems, and usually we have some different methods to solve the problem. Now here we are going to say another method. Also using this method, we can solve those problems, maybe easily. Because sometimes in engineering or chemical equations or biology or computer science, for example, you will see that a lot of systems, if they are linear, when we have a problem and we model this, we have a system of linear equations, okay? These are just very fundamental, basic one. So uh, what we have to, I mean, how we solve the questions. The idea is, again, they're very simple, very general. If you're dealing with a word problem, the most important step is we have to understand not every word, actually, what is the word problem about. And after that, once we understand this, we have to introduce maybe variable or variables to denote the unknowns. And after that, using the conditions given in the problem, we have to form our equations. And next step is just we have to solve this. And we have just learned how to solve this. That's it. For example, here in a stationery shop, cost of 3 pencil cutters exceeds the price of 2 pens by $2. And also total price of 7 pencil cutters and 3 pens is $43. Okay. Now if the question, what is the price of 1 pencil cutter and 1 pen? How do you solve this? So we are talking about two different things, right? So that is pencil cutter and the pen. So now I can just say that identify the unknown variables. What are these? Price of each pencil cutter, let's say it is X dollars, and price of each pen, let's say it is Y dollars. Now using the conditions in the given, right? So we can just make the relation, how actually these things are related to each other. And we know that price of 3 pencil cutters would be 3x, since one is X dollars. And the price of 2 pens, it is 2Y dollars, right? And it says that therefore first condition gives 3x minus 2y equals 2, because it says that in the first condition 3 pencil cutters exceeds, right, the price of 2 pens by 2. It means that the difference in the price of 3 pencil cutters and 2 pens is equal to 2. So that's equal to 3x minus 2. And the second condition is, what is it? The total cost of 7 pencil cutters and 3 pens is $43, right? So now we have, what is it? Two equations, 3x minus 2y equals 2, and 7x plus 3y equals 3. Either using elimination method or substitution method, we can solve this problem. That is how we solve word problems. Daphne, are you there or?
Teacher, I'm here. It's just that.
Okay. Can you read this problem?
Internet.
And also, I will have
Okay.
some until you finish. Yes.
On 2 occasions, Maria went to a coffee shop with some friends. She was very generous and gave her friends treats. On the first occasion, 7 cups of coffee and 4 pieces of cake cost her $5.30. On the second occasion, 5 cups of coffee and 2 pieces of cake cost her 3.40 cents. Find the cost of 1 cup of coffee and 1 piece of cake. Teacher,
One
in
piece.
this one, is it different? Like 1x is going to be cups of coffee
1 cup
and
of coffee. Yes.
1 cup of coffee, and y is going to be a piece of cake, 1 piece of cake, right?
Yeah, here we are talking about two different items. When you go to the coffee shop, right? So cups of coffee or cup of coffee and piece of cake. They sell cakes in pieces, right? You just get one
Yes.
piece or two pieces. So now the first occasion when you just go and buy trees for your friends, and what is it? You just buy 7 cups of coffee and 4 pieces of cake. Usually, not everybody likes cake. Maybe 4 of your friends they wanted to eat cake, and you just ask, okay, maybe you don't want to count how much is it because it's not too
You
much, right?
want
You just
cake.
ask how much is it, and they say that it's $5.30. And of course, you may say that, oh, that's cheap. Maybe this question was written
Yes,
many
that's
years ago. I think that's why. But nowadays, I don't know in Azerbaijan. Here, if you buy 1 cup of coffee in Starbucks,
that's
or
already $5.30, right?
yeah, it is. The small one
It's
is
like
three three
two or
point
three.
three point four, and the medium size is 4 point something, and big one is 4.95 something. It is
That
very,
was what I was gonna say. Like, if you buy 7 cups of coffee, it would cost you like a good $100 or something, like for coffee and 7 cups of coffee and 4 pieces of cake.
yeah. Actually, it depends on what you drink, right?
Well, that's also true. If you just drink like normal coffee, then it might cost cheaper. But if you're drinking from like Starbucks or like those fancy drinks and stuff, then it would probably cost you at least like
Yeah,
$5 or $3.
yeah. It's like a
Equal,
yes, Musa. Would you like to say something?
yes, x equal like 50 cent. No, yes, 50 cents.
Yes, yeah. Because
Now,
here, Musa, if you come to Malaysia, for example, the Starbucks is a world brand. Usually Starbucks is not why expensive because if you go there, yeah, their coffee is good, and also usually, for example, like 3 maybe 4 times a week, I go to Starbucks. It's just next to our university. We have also Brown One local coffee. It's very famous because they have very good environment. I can just sit and their chairs are very comfortable and I can have
Sure.
conversation with my friends. That's why I go there, not only for coffee.
And teacher, it's like Dior. Not just that they make pretty like coffee, like not just that their coffee is good, it's also sort of became like a brand name. So like when you go to Starbucks or like have a Starbucks drink in your hand,
oh,
you go like
they're paying
in a
brand.
different high status. It's also for the status, not just for like
Yeah, maybe definitely for many
environmental
people it
stuff.
may be like this, but I don't go there for that one. I just go there because they are like chairs and tables and cleanness and the service and the cup quality hygiene is good. That's why I go there. Number one. Number two, also you can, it's very comfortable and there's aircon. For example, outside is very hot here. Maybe in Azerbaijan is cold, but here it's always hot. You just want to sit somewhere that has aircon, air conditioner. So you can just sit and you can spend like 2, 3, 4 hours. I see my students, they just sit and buy 1 cup of coffee and do their assignment homework there, like for 4 or 5 hours. You cannot find such place outside. That's why people go there. Number one. Number two is maybe,
Teacher, here we have like a very big library that's like a very great place for people to visit or like spend their time. And then there's this like coffee shop next to it, sort of like also inside it, it's the library shop. So I see a lot of like university students there who just go there to do assignments or meet up with people.
yeah, yeah, that's absolutely, it depends on the place and the environments. But here, I don't know, here life is very different, definitely. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is really if you go to Malaysia, for example, you go out a lot of places because coffee and their traditional tea, it is called teh tarik. Teh tarik is also very nice tea, even with ice is so good. I like it a lot. I drink almost like 2, 3 cups every day when I go there. So it's like $0.50 or 3 ringgits. $1 is 4.25 ringgits. So it's like 2.5 or 2 or 5 ringgit. It's not that much expensive, but it's really good. So anyway, guys, here we are talking about cups of coffee and the piece of cake, right? So let's say 1 cup of coffee. Let's just wait. It is 1 cup of coffee. Let's say it costs how much? It is X dollars. And maybe let's not use X. Let me just write here M dollars. And how about 1 piece of cake? Let's say it is N dollars. In the first occasion, how many cups of coffee you bought? She bought. I don't want to use red. 7 cups, right? That is 7M plus how many pieces of cake? It is 4. So that is 4N. And she paid 5.30. So that we just, when I'm forming equation, we have to write the numbers and everything in the simplest possible form. All right. So we don't have to write after decimal point, the last zeros, we don't have to write them here. Here we are just writing 2 decimal point because we are talking about money. That's why. And how about the second part? The second condition says that 5 cups of coffee. That is 5 times M plus 2 pieces of cake. That is 2N. And total, it is 3.4. That is our system of linear equations. Okay. So as you see here, using this method, it's so easy to solve this problem. We know how to solve this. As you see here, we can actually equalize this, the coefficients of n, right, in the first and second equation. So here we have 7m plus 4n. I don't have to do anything with the first equation. And the second equation, left hand side and right hand side multiply by 2. 2 times 5, it is 10m plus 2 times 2, it is 4n. 2 times 3.4, that is 6.8. Now the coefficients of n are the same or equal. Subtract. Let me subtract actually the second equation from the first one. Okay, so that I will not have to deal with negative numbers. So 10 minus 7, it is 3. So here we have 3m, and 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. 68 minus 53, that is 15. So that's equal to 1.5. Now what is m? M equals 1.5 over 3. That's equal to 0.5. Musa, this is what you're saying, I think. Did you say this $0.50?
Yes, yes.
Good. So that's our first step. Now we need to get the value of n. Substitute in the first equation. 7 times 0.5 plus 4 times n is equal to 5.3. From here, 4n equals 5.3 plus 3.5. What is n? N equals 8. 8.8 over 4. That's equal to 2.2. Actually, cake is much, much more expensive, right? So I can just write here 1 cup of coffee, it is $0.50, and 1 piece of cake, it is $2.2. That is how we solve the question. This is another problem that's very famous problem. Musa, can you read the question?
A farmer keeps some chickens and goats on his farm. One day his 3 sons want to know how many animals there are on their farm. On the farm, the farmer tells them that there
Yes, continue.
50 heads and one 140 legs of animals. How can his sons work out the number of goats and chickens?
How can his sons work out the number of goats and chickens? Okay. So we know that we are talking about 2 different animals, and they have a farm. On the farm, we have what? 2 different types of animals. One is
Chickens have
chickens
2 legs.
and goats, right? And we know that if I just make a table here, okay. Anyway, just to see our tabulation skill. So here we are talking about chickens and we are talking about goats. And they have, what is it? We are talking about their legs and the heads, right? And it says that one day his 3 sons want to know how many animals there are on the farm. The farmer tells them that there are altogether 50 heads. And how many chickens we have? We don't know. Let's say we have X chickens and Y goats. So that means that 50 heads means that we know that each animal has only one head, right? So X plus Y is equal to 50. Now, Defna may say that, Mr. Custom, some animals may have two heads, right? Yeah, it's very exceptional
No,
uh, situation. We're not considering that
teacher,
case.
near Chernobyl, yes. Like if
I
they
saw
if they had like something extra from their environment, yes, but mostly no.
I
Yeah,
saw
usually
Ah,
no.
Gemini,
teacher.
Gemini animals like
And they don't survive though. Like they won't
Yeah,
survive after a while. They start to like in the National Geographic, I saw that they would live for like 10 to 20 days and then something wouldn't go wrong and they wouldn't live.
I
yeah,
saw
unfortunately. Yes, Musa.
I saw in one in yes in YouTube that there was a hen without head, and it's lived about 3 or 2 years. Like one farmer want to cut off the head of chicken of hen, and when he cut off this his head, he saw that it's living, like it's moving and like a normal chicken.
Musa, you say that the
How is
chicken
that
without head.
possible?
Yes,
How is that
How
possible?
is that possible?
I don't know. It's magic.
It should have brain, it should have eyes, it should have, where does it intake food? Like it should have a mouth. I don't know. It doesn't have to be in
Yes,
his head, of course. It has his head and like body can be combined together, and you would see there's like one thing. I seen sort of like that horror film drawings and stuff. But there is teacher actually colonizations, people created like the same sheep. But then again, in those sort of stuff, the behavior, everything is not, you're not sure that it's going to be just like the one before. And the same thing goes with like, if you make the same thing out of yourself, then it becomes like, am I him or something?
Yeah. Anyway, actually having two has subtitles. I don't dare to watch, but what can we do? Anyway, guys, let's get back to the class. Here we are talking about chickens and heads. We know that here each animal has one head. If the number of chickens is X, number of goats is Y, then the number of legs. We know that each chicken has two legs. Then the number of total legs of the chickens would be 2X. And how about the legs of goat? It would be 4Y. And it says that the total number of heads is 50, that is X plus Y equals 50. And how about the total number of legs? That is 2X plus 4Y, that's equal to 140. We read the problem, we understood the problem, we introduced the variables to denote the unknown, and we formed our equation. And next step is just we have to solve and write the answer. As you see here, X plus Y, I don't have to do anything to the first question. And let me multiply the second equation by 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 times 2, it is X. 1 over 2 times 4, it is 2Y. 1 over 2 times 140, it is 70. Now, if you subtract the second equation from the first one, X minus X, 0, 2Y minus Y, it is Y. 70 minus 50 is equal to 20. So if it is 20, from the first equation, right, substitute here, we will get the value of X. What is it? It is 30. So on this farm, there are 30 chickens and 20 goats. Guys, let's solve how many examples I hit. Okay, I don't think I can finish it, unfortunately. Let's solve two questions quickly, guys. Maybe one. I will finish this is the last question, okay? After the class, Defna, Musa, Leila, I will send you some questions. These equation type questions, maybe you don't have to solve all. Maybe you can do one and skip two, do one, skip two. But also word problems, if possible, try to solve all the questions if you have time. If you don't have
okay.
time, I don't know what to say. So find the two numbers whose sum is 67 and whose difference is 3. Again, by using different methods, we can solve this even faster. But now just here, we are going to use different method to solve this question. And suppose that those two numbers are A and B. It says the sum of these two numbers is 67. And their difference is 3. That is A minus B is equal to 3. What are those numbers? As I say, it's a very easy question actually. Just add them together. 2A, that's equal to 70. And from here, A equals 35. If A equals 35, B must be, what is it? 32. So those two numbers are these two numbers. Okay. Guys, let me
Okay.
finish my class now because after 5 minutes I have another class. Students are waiting. Uh, Maybe next time we may have a little bit longer. And once again, Daphne, Musa, Leila, if you have any question, if you want to have this discussion, just let me know a bit earlier. Mr. Qasim, at 7 o'clock, are you free? Yeah, like 10 or 15 minutes, we can have discussion. Okay, I'll try to do this. I don't promise because sometimes I'm really, really busy. Sometimes I may have some free time, especially weekdays. I'm quite busy. So again, just let me know. I'll try to connect you and solve the problems. Okay. So I will drop that chapter 5 exercises in our WhatsApp group. Okay. Try to solve those questions. Guys, today is
Okay.
Wednesday. So when do we have class? Next Monday?
Next
Monday.
Monday, yes.
Okay, okay, then we have 4 days. Guys, thank you very much, Daphne, Musa, Leila. See you next Monday, okay?
Thank you,
Next
children.
Monday
Happy
we will
New
be
Year.
in a break, teacher.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, let's
Merry
see. We'll celebrate New
Christmas.
Year together online.
Merry Christmas, teacher.
Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
is
Thank you.
Christmas is earlier than Christmas is at 25th, so like there's only 2 days left.
Friday, yeah, it's Friday, right?
There's crazy sales, teacher. I benefit from that a lot.
Even in quarantine.
Yes, online shopping, teacher.
Yeah, I don't trust online. Okay, definitely see you. Okay, I'll see you on Monday. Now students are waiting. I have to.
Try the
Uh,
snowballs on my nails. I somehow figured it out. Look.
did you make it yourself?
Yes, I made them by myself. I love doing my nails.
Yeah, I know girls. Girls' nature are different. You know, they like this kind of stuff.
Teacher, my mom trims her nails. My nails can't grow long because I have lack of D vitamin and probably G vitamin. So they always break even though they grow. So I used to put like have fake nails. These are all fake.
Okay,
That's sad.
maybe if karate finish, you go out and visit some nature and get some lights. It will be fine. Okay,
Yes,
good,
I
Defna.
wish.
Okay, anytime. I know that you are smart. Try to solve more questions. I mean, non-standard questions. So that
Okay.
teaches you something. All right, anytime we can have discussion. Okay. Now, since I'm waiting, I have to leave. See you, Daphne. Have a nice weekend. See you on Monday. Okay.
Okay.